like, you don't want to do a whole pirate thing.
You are live.
We are live. What's not going on? Oh, Shabbos.
Shabbos Kiddush, and also
Robert, you had a l'chaim over there?
So I was very happy to see you've got English Shpucha on the Rebbetzin side.
Oh, that one guy with the lungs. What?
So there's a Mancunian as well.
Really? You know him?
Actually, yeah.
We'll schmooze after.
and also Daf Yomi can be at 6:30 on Shabbos.
Oh, that's
Everyone
right.
tomorrow, we please request that everyone comes on time, even on the YouTube. When you have a lot of subscribers, tomorrow,
It's not a joke. Wants to be six.
bring all your friends. The Ami magazine.
All right.
Future spread.
I don't know what it is.
Six pack of
Yeah.
future spread. A real piece.
The Ami magazine is coming.
All right. Zog the Heilige Gemara. So we're holding up Yudzayin Beis. Wow, we're running out of time. 30 minutes. Not even right. Okay, let's see what we can do.
What's that?
We're holding up Yudzayin Beis. We just said, according to Rabbi Yehuda, who is it that says this? Vuhu. Vuhu means from beginning to end, usually, sometimes, and then now the Gemara is going to go through all the Vuhus. Or another Vuhu. It says Vuhu Eid. Vuhu Eid would mean that he has to be a kosher Eid from the time that he witnessed it until the time he testifies. So no, maybe he has to be kosher the entire way. But Tanya, he saw he was able to testify, and then he became the guy's son-in-law. He was able as he became mute. He became a cheresh. Cheresh they called him mute. He was able to see. Then he became blind. Shofu even ishtata. I hate when this happens. You're pretty normal, and all of a sudden you become a sugar. Haray's apostle. You can't. Haray's apostle. This is obvious because at the time of the testimony, you're Meshuggah, so there's nothing you can do. So now there's three steps. He saw something. He witnessed something. And then afterwards, he became a son-in-law, so now he can't testify. And then, before he went to Bezdin, testify. He's not his son-in-law anymore.
What happened? He was able to hear, and then he became a cheresh. I don't know how this works exactly. Maybe he's an Elam also. He's a mute, deaf mute, and then everything went back to normal. He got glasses. He was normal, he became a tzedreita, and then he became normal again, kosher. So it says that you don't have to be a witness even if you have some sort of problem, Nebuch, you're a little crazy in between, it's okay. As long as you start off good and you end off good. So what are you going to do with this vuhu that you say that has mitchilas v'atzoyfi? You're right. Typically, vuhu means mitchilas v'atzoyfi, but there's a difference by Eidos that says oira in lo yaga. First, you have to see berio v'hagoda tol rachmana milsa v'ika. You have to just see it, testify, witness it, and then testify. Ve'ela vuhu lamalu. So then, what do you do with the who? Look at this sanya. It says by Shus Eidos. So he sees a lot of people and he points at the whole group and he says, I need you to testify for me. He's able to identify the witnesses within a group of 100 people and he says, all you 100, I mashbiah you to come.
Even if he can't, even if he doesn't know exactly who it is, but he knows one.
1 versus 2, you're saying?
No, the group. There's a group of people.
Yeah.
He knows one of them was a witness, but he doesn't know which one.
He himself doesn't
So
know.
he said, yeah. So he said to the group, whoever is the one who's the witness, I want you to come in.
The kids they don't have to witness. They don't have to make a shvur that they don't know or they do know. They say we don't know anything. Maybe they have to make a shvur. He has to point out the guy and say, you testify. What if he said, whoever is? So from the word v'hu, you have to be miyachadei, you have to know what you're talking about, you can't just generalize, and that's what we do with it. But the word v'hu does mean mitchilas v'atzoy. Avo b'karbonos enukein. It said in the Mishnah that if a father, if he has 10,000 zuz, then he doesn't have to bring, he's still considered an ani. What's going on here? If he has 10,000 usher, usher means even enough to bring the 50 shekel or whatever he has to bring. You don't have to be an usher. But of course, if he has 10,000, he's an usher. His father, he's in the will. His father is going to give him 10,000. Today, no. He doesn't have anything. Pshita. So today he doesn't have. So the Gemara, his father is mamish otot. He's counting the minutes where he's going to get this big Yerusha. He's kemana osher. So I think that since his father is goisus, and what? His father is for sure going to die any minute. So Mela, this thing also, interesting halacha we learned. I don't know if you guys remember this. If there's a treifa, a guy that has a hole in his heart, then halachically he's going to die within a year. And you go over to him and you shoot him in the head. Hasra, they tell you don't shoot him. If you shoot him, you get misa. What's the halacha? Shoot him in the head. Chayiv misa or not chayiv misa? Potter. Potter for misa. What? Yeah, Gary did look. I'm saying, so I don't know if this has anything to do. A little bit to me, that's because halachically the guy's alive. Halachically, I didn't understand it so much. So he's a goisus, but this second he doesn't have it in his bank. He's got to die. So when he dies, he'll get the money. But today you don't have the money. No, maybe there's something like halachically there is. I would think that halachically there is something there because he's mamish gavri ketilo kotel. And it's in my bank account. So no, it's not in your bank account. You have to wait. You are ani. Right now you're ani.
So you're allowed to shoot him, but you're
not. I didn't say you're allowed to shoot him.
But
No. You're going to get ani.
But you have to be mechal Shabbos for him.
I didn't say you're allowed to shoot him. You're not chayiv misa. They can't kill you. Yeah, why not? For every minute. Every minute,
why are you allowed to shoot? Why are you chayiv if you shoot him?
Because you don't get misa on a minute. You don't get a misa on those.
Why not? That's the shayla. Why not? Maisy's living right now, right?
I'm telling you Allah.
I know. I'm not arguing.
We're not in that suit. I don't know.
Why'd you bring it up, sir?
To be masber a little bit, what's going on here? Glaciers. We're all tired. With all this.
Not tired. Because Gary just finished now. So I'm good.
That's true. He's finished late.
Wow. What, another 10 minutes today?
Yeah.
So
The slow chazan.
20? Slow chazan.
And the whole thing.
that's the truth.
Rabbi, I have to ask Mechila. One thing that really bothered him last night, I didn't mention that the seam was for the shear. I forgot to mention it.
Right.
It was self-explanatory for us, but it's
Some of us are very insulted by that.
No, I had a shout out to you, so you should.
You didn't mention the Daf. I didn't want to.
Yeah, I didn't want to because it's politics. My mishpacha. It's all daf. Right. Okay. Sfinosei bayom uboloi b'ribois. He has a giant ship in the ocean and it has tens of thousands of dollars on it. Osheru. So he's a usher. What's going on here? Why is he considered an ani? He has this ship. He has money. It's rented out. So it's rented out. So the money on the tens of thousands of dollars that it has, it's not his. But what about the actual ship? These things are a fortune. I don't know if you know. It's the mamish a fortune. We have this place. My shra has a place in Miami. You sit there on the deck,
and there's this show, this yacht show. So it's a lot of fun today. You go, every yacht has a name, right? My Baby, whatever it's called. So you stick in My Baby on Google, and it tells you $66 million, and it shows you as it's going by. You know how much this thing is worth? These things are unbelievable. It's 30 feet, it's $3 million. 33 feet is $6 million. Kids, it's not everybody. Anyways, this guy has a yacht.
What we're learning now is this $10,000 is not referring to the cargo. It's referring to the rent.
The rent of the actual ship.
Yeah.
The actual rent.
So it has nothing to do with the value.
Right.
Of the,
So he has a yacht.
He gets the rent.
Yeah, but the rent is based on the value of the.
it has nothing to do with the value of the ship.
Right.
Well, how much rent do you get?
You get a rent.
They cost $100,000 a day to rent.
Yeah.
That's what they
But
cost.
according to
More.
the value of the ship, that's what the rent you get. So if the ship sinks,
No, go right now and look at $100,000 a day. So he said, if the thing is worth $60 million and has a helipad on top and it has jet skis towed behind, go check it out. Not made in China, Yosef. The real deal.
He has a lion cub
Yeah,
sitting in the bathroom.
exactly. Boyko skiers. No, I once read that one of these rappers. He rented it out for the weekend. It's huge. It's 100,000. I think is a guzman on the low side. Voiga Schiros, Lamais at the end of the day, the guy's a wealthy guy. He's pulling in all this money from the yacht. Says the Gemara, Schiros. How much?
850 grand a week.
How much is it a day? 800 divided by 7. Who do the math? It's more than $100,000 a day. 800 a week. Yosef, that's right.
That's a mitzvah.
Voiga Schiros. Schiros ein mishtalemes ela lebasoif. What does that mean? Schiros is mitchila batsoif. We pass in Schiros starts in the beginning, but it's Ein Basoif. He's not going to get paid until the end. I was thinking about myself, like all this real estate is worth nothing. It's not. At the end of the day, are you an ani or usher? You're an ani. You have this whole thing. No, you get paid at the end of the month. So right now, today, garnished.
Right now you're an onion. At the end of the month,
No, I bring a shekel. I give a shekel. What are you talking about? But they
Anybody have any extra money for him? We need Ellie's. We need to collect money for this poor man over here. Anyone out there? Look at this poor guy. He needs some money. You out there in America, you rich Jews, collecting money for our poor maggot here.
it's a
Where's
It's the fourth of the
Who
month.
only have money when he sells his
What's the difference between real
building.
estate and a svina? There's no difference.
It's the
Everybody.
fourth of the month, and the last month rent's already spent.
Oh, the typically Mishnah Svina. What about the ship itself? Forget about the schirus that he gets at the end of the month. But he has a ship. It's valued at millions
As
of
the
dollars.
building, it's valued at millions of dollars. What's the problem?
The Gemara says you're right. So now wait a minute. When you have a car and you rent it out, who owns the car on the day of the rental?
You do.
Wait for the rent.
Who owns it? You own. But the Gemara always says that the soicher, he's the balabas.
Yeah,
The soicher is the balabas.
he has the responsibility
Oh.
for it, but you own
Oh,
it.
very good. When you rent something, it's obviously the owners. He owns the asset. The renter has the permission to use it. So over here also, he owns the svina. That should be worth something. Says the Gemara, tremendous finish. Homani Rabbi Lezer, he desnan Rabbi Lezer oimer im hoyo iker. If the guy was a farmer, noisaloi tzimdoi. The kohen cannot recognize his tools. The man's ox, his tractor, is not recognized as part of his assets. V'chamor noisaloi chamoroi. If a guy, this is what he uses for parnasa. He needs his ship for parnasa. So even though it's worth $66 million, I can't put that on his PFS. His financial statement, his personal financial statement. That's his tool. A tool is a tool. You can't take away the barber's scissors and say, oh, he has a scissor, so now I'm going to take. You have to bring 5 shekel because you own the machine to cut the hair. He has a chamor. This guy has a chamor. This guy has a scissor. This guy has a ship.
but he can sell
So
his car whole.
you could sell it, but you can't expect him to sell his parnasa. That's his
It's like
parnasa.
saying
That's
if you
his
sell
tool.
your house from Avik Shemesh, you're a millionaire. So what? Where are you going to go?
House poor. Yeah.
Doesn't help you. Very nice. You
even
sell
though
your house.
this-
Where are you going to go after that?
Don't we
That's the
always
way I do now.
say?
It doesn't help.
Some
you.
Mishnah.
Don't we always say in all of these discussions that the only thing that counts is actually liquid
you lower
cash,
it.
liquid money?
No, so we're saying now
Car
no.
whole.
No,
Where are you
l'chayra.
going to go?
No. a ship that's not his to do parnasa, he has two ships, then it's not, it's liquid. It's liquid enough. You're right.
That's
If you
the
need
answer
only
to the
bring
Gemara
it
is.
down.
The question
But
was,
he's talking about liquid.
Sfinosoi, the
I know.
answer is that you don't have Sfinosoi even though it's worth a lot of money.
Because he needs it for parnasa. And if he has two
That-
sfinos,
no, it's part of his
he has a
cake.
reserve. He has a reserve sfino.
Euro.
Then yes.
Right, but he's talking about liquid. He says, it's not liquid. That's enough liquid. The guy has two cars. You can't say, oh, he needs it for his job. He has two cars. So it's liquid. That's enough liquid. Why not?
As long as it's not considered kalim for his Parnasa.
Hold on.
As long as it's not kalim.
Yeah, what?
According to what we said, like,
Yeah.
at the end, if it comes to the end and the rent is due and it hasn't been paid yet, he's not liquid, but the rent is due.
If he still didn't get the money, still doesn't know.
All right, look at the Mishnah. We gotta move.
He's got a debt.
Hashonim banidor ketzad. So we continue with the first Mishnah. It goes, the years go by the nerach, by the subject. Yelad sheherich zaken, if a youngster did erichin on an old man, noisan erich zaken, it goes by the person, the subject. V'zaken sheherich is a yelad, noisan erich yelad. Harochin banerach ketzad. I might have skipped this, I don't know, I have to go back to the video, because I don't remember even talking about this, but I might have just read it without explaining. That it goes by the sex of the person. Is it male or female? Obviously, the subject. Harochin banerach ketzad, ish sheherich ho'isha, noisan erich isha. No chiddush in that, but it's in the Mishnah over there. It's one of the four things the Mishnah talks about. And it goes by the time that you made the erech and it came out of your mouth, and not by the time, like by a neder, as we're going to see. It goes by the time that you come to the bezdin for them to assess, to give you a, what's the word? How do you say it in English?
Estimate?
Something like that.
Evaluation.
Okay. Evaluation. He goes to this kid. He says, Erech, this kid on me, where's the chart? Yeah. Okay, you're right. Gender is a better word then. Yeah. A guy says, Erech, this kid, is between a chodesh and 5 shonim. How much is he worth? Either for the gender of a male, 5, female is 3. And then the kid becomes 6 years old. Before he had a chance to, so how much does he have to pay? 20 or 5? What does he give? But he said it here, the Mishnah says. No, he's thinking the time it came out of his mouth, that's the amount he has to give, and not when he goes to pay up. It says in the pasuk, neder be'erkecha nefashos. So it says the word neder and it says the word erkecha. It's a hekesh. Ato yikashta domim le'erechin margolis lekalim. I love this lashon. Margolis lekalim. What does that mean? Kalim is a poor person. There's a guy here in the shir. I'm not going to say if whatever. He used to work in dive. I'm not going to mention his name with Klal. But there's a guy in the shir that once bought a very, very expensive yellow diamond. Right? Whatever. I'm not going to say how much it cost. How much was it, Mendy?
$46,000.
$46,000. He got a mitzvah. It was a how much? Like a $70,000 yellow diamond. The Nebuch guy is walking around for the last 10 years with this yellow diamond. Everybody he meets in the street, you want to buy a diamond? I'll give you a murder deal. I bought it for 46, give it to you for 30. Nobody wants to buy it. Lamaisa, it's worth, if you go online, you put this huge yellow diamond, it's worth $50,000, $60,000. But how much is it worth today? How much can you get rid of it for? $10,000, maybe. Whatever. You talk to him after the shir if you want to make a deal. I think you got rid of it. When you got rid of it? Nachlish. It's still sitting in your safe. Right? So this is Margolis Likalam Mamish. Margolis. No, don't say anything. We're going to get to diamonds.
It will come out of the
We're going to get to diamonds.
You're saying
This is
the
a problem.
market value.
The market value is this. If I want, I could go around the whole world and try to sell it. I might be able to make more money. But right now, how much could it, if I liquidate right now, how much could I get today? Today. That is Margolis Lekalim. And that I make a hekesh between the Erechin and Nadar. V'lidim b'chvoider. That if a person, we learned this, right? If a person says, my head on me, let's say a person says, my hand, Erech yod yolai, means nothing. But if he says, Erech roish yolai, it means his whole guf,
Just like by Nidarim, it would mean his whole body. If a person says, I'm making a net, I want to give the value of Plini's head, then he has to give the whole person's body. If it's a aver, then it means the whole body. So maybe I would say over here also, make a hekesh between Arachin and Nidarim, that you have to give, just like Nidarim. What happens by Nidarim? A guy says, I want to give to Beis Hamikdash, I want to give this slave zerach. So we schlep the slave until he gets to Bezin's 3 months later. By that time, the guy gets sick. He's battling Yena Machla. The Bezin looks at him and says, okay, you're worth $25. But at the time of the neder, he's worth $10,000. What do? You go by the $10. Yeah? Does that make sense? He said, on Sunday, he said, I want to give exactly what the guy's worth. But Lamaise goes by what the Bezin decides. Taisus has a problem with this. Taisus says, wait a minute. If we know for a fact what the guy was worth then, so why should he get away with what he's worth today? So Taisus says, Enochanami. If you know, then the problem is that you don't know. You have to assume that Bezin's going to say today what he was worth yesterday. But if you know for a fact that yesterday was worth more, you can't get away with it. Fine. Maybe I should go in Arachin, I should go like Nidarim. It should go by the time of the evaluation in Bezdin, not at the time of the Amira. It says by Zdei Achuda, it's very interesting because this is not Arachin, this is Zdei Achuda, it says Ke'erkecha Yakum. But okay, you see the concept of Arachin should be like when you say it. Why
should there be any evaluation at all of that?
We gotta move. We'll talk afterwards. We didn't turn the page. Says the Mishnah.
We're going to have to go over time. That's all. In last.
We'll see. Let's Zog the Mishnah. Yoim shloishim kilamata himeno. And this is you, Mr. Kornbluth. You asked this yesterday. You embarrassed me because I didn't know this thing yet. Yoim shloishim kilamata himeno. If a person says mechodesh, it says mechodesh at chomesh shanim, and from 5 shanim to 20. So what is when we say chodesh, and he's actually 30 days old, do you have to pay the 5 shekels? Says the Mishnah, no. 30 days, but it's really, we're going to see, 30 really means in the time of the Gemara. Today, when we say 30, we're already in the 31st day, not hour 30. So maybe what I answered you was okay. You know what I'm saying? When we say today 60, a person is 60 years old, he's already in his 61st year. A person is 1 year old, he's a 1 year old, he's already started the 2nd year. So maybe that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about 1 year, right? 1 year. Then we're going to get into that. 1 year of the Mishnah means in his 1st year. So if he's in his 30th day, the Mishnah says you don't have to pay at all. It's 0. It's not on the chart. You see, it's blank over here. This is less than 30 days old. So 30. Yom Shloshim Kilomatim is like less. You don't pay. Shnas Chamesh Shnas Esrim Kilomatim. You always go like the one before. Shnemar v'min ben shishim shana v'malo. If he's 60 and more, meaning you're into your 61st year, only then you become a 60-year-old, and then you have to pay less. Then you go from 50 to 15, because you're already in your 61st year. So you make a limud, all of them you learn out from 60, because it says ulamalo. The 60th year itself is less, is like the before it. Hey, but maybe I should slug it up. Because once you're in your 61st year, what happens? You go from 50 to 15. It's a drastic change. So I want to make a chumrah. I say, no, let him stay as long as we can and get him for 50. Fine, that's a chumrah. To say that guy doesn't owe anything because it's not considered in the category at all, or it's in the lower category, that's a kula. We have a real gzer shav. Ma shana amura b'shnas shishim kilamato, av shana amura b'shnas chomish b'shnas ezim kilamato minu bein lahakil bein lahachim. Once you have a gzer shav, even the kula. If Leza oimer achi you yiseris al shonim chodesh v'mechad, comes to Leza and says the following year only starts 31 days later. It's not 1 day into the following year; it's 31 days into the following year. Says the Gemara Mufna. This is Gzer Shava of Shana is one of these Gzer Shavas that you can't refute because the word is completely extra. It says over here, Ve'im ben Chomesh Shonim. He's 5 years old. Va'ad ben Esrim. That's it. That's all you need. So why does it say Shana? This Shana is completely extra to make it a Mufna, a Gzer Shavah that you can't destroy. Mufna, the Mishnah brings a very nice pircha that we want to do it l'chumra. We want to say the guy's in his 60th year, even though he's into his 61st year maybe, he stays there for as long as he can. Or he's into his 60th year, he stays as long as he can. Shana yitir yiksi, because the word shana is extra.
Therefore what?
No, this is what I explained. This word shana is so extra, and therefore the Gzer Shava is a Gzer Shava that you can't refute.
And therefore?
And Memela, there's no pircha to say that it only applies by Shishim. This concept of Lamata applies even by 5 and even by 20, which is a cool. Right. Leimas isn't like your Rebbe. The Rebbe, Omar ad va'ad b'chlal. That Rebbe says that we don't need any psukim, we don't need any Gzer Shavas. Ad va'ad b'chlal. So the 20-year-old, when it says 20, it means it's in the category before. Ad esrim, 5 to 20, 20 is in the category of 5. Ad va'ad b'chlal. The sanyo miyoyim harishon v'ad yoyim hashvi on Pesach you're not allowed to eat chametz from the first day to the last day to Shvi yochol rishon v'lo rishon b'chlal. Maybe there's only 5 days that you can't eat chametz, not 7, because Sunday, the first day is not included. Shvi v'lo shvi b'chlal. It's at Shvi until the 7th day, but not ad v'ad b'chlal. Kin shenemar meroishoy v'ad raglo. The tzaras. The kohen checks the guy out, and he has tzaras from his head to his toes. But it's not including his head, and it's not including his toes. So you see that the Torah sometimes means, it says up until, but not including that part. Not including the head, not including the 7th day. So maybe you could eat chametz on the 7th day. Roishoy v'lo roishoy b'chlal. By the way, when it says roishoy over here, it doesn't mean the head. It means anything that's under the hair. That's the head. Because a lot of times we say Rosh V'ruba in Sukkah or other things, it means the whole head. We learned, like when the animal gives birth, Roshoi, V'ruba, it's the head, it's the face. Over here we're not talking about the face, we're talking about the hair. What's underneath the... Hold on, Rabbi Shimon, we gotta...
Yeah, but there's no having can eat comments on the first.
No, there's no having because there's other psukim. There's other psukim.
It's a chorus.
Yeah, it's a shayla whether you get cars or not. Says the Gemara, Roisha v'lo roisha b'chlal. Raglov v'lo raglov b'chlal. Hamaloymar ad yoim ha'echad ve'esrim l'chodesh bar. Tells us Mufurish that you can't eat until the 21st of Nisan. Rabbi Oime ain't tzarich. You don't need a pasuk. Rishoy v'rishon b'chlal, shvi v'shvi b'chlal. That shvi is in the category. So over here also, you don't need Gzer Shava because it says until 20. So 20 will be from the category before. Afilu tema Rebbe, shakuli mishakli kroi. This is a shikul. How do you say shikul in English? It's
consideration?
No.
How
do you, there's a geschmack of word. No, Avi. Shikul. That you take two numbers, you kind of put them together. It's like,
balance?
no.
Equal.
There's an equalizer. There's a okay. I don't know what the word is.
Counterbalance.
No.
What is the art scroll?
Counterbalance.
Counterbalance.
Equal weight.
Gedalia, how you doing?
This is better. Okay. That what in Arachin the Torah the year the 5th year is in between. It's in between a 30-day-old and a 20-year-old. It could go both ways. The Torah uses the word twice in both categories. I mean, I don't know where to go with it. And then it says again, so over here, Rebbe has to come up with the Gzer Shava because otherwise it wouldn't be understood whether it's Advad B'chlal or Lo Advad B'chlal because the Torah uses the 5 to go backwards and to go forwards. I don't know where to schlep it to, so I need Gzer Shava. Let's just talk about Mitzvah for a second. We learned the Roishoy v'lo Roishoy b'chlal. His head is not included. Raglo v'lo Raglo b'chlal. Minolon. How do you know that the head is different than the rest of the body? The simonim themselves, the guvoy misimonim the Roishoy. Rashi says the simonim on the head is when the hair turns blonde, and with the simonim on the body is when the hair turns white. It's a different color b'chlal. So one thing has nothing to do with the next. You can't put in the same category. You can't say roishay v'gufa. It's a different simanim. So maybe the head is not connected to the body. So when I say the body, when the kohen looks at the guy's body, he's looking at something that has one way of checking. I check for white hair. I'm checking for white hair and blonde. There's two different checkings. Whatever kohen could put his eyes on. You can't put your eyes on what's underneath the hair. The head you can't see, and your feet are covered with your shoes. You can't see it. Rabbi Lezer imagine you say Tanya Rabbi Lezer Omer Nemar Kan. By the 60-year-old, it says Limalo, right? That's what we had in the Mishnah. It says the word Limalo. Nemalo Chodesh V'Malo. It says when you count the Leviim, you only count Leviim from 31 days on. Malalo Mibech Chodesh V'Mechod Kan Mibech Chodesh V'Mechod. So you have to. That's Rabbi Lezer as far as 31 days into the year. But you only added 1 day to the 30 days. So also add 1 day to the year. In Kings, over here it says Malo. The Malo already tells me that it's 1 day. So then what does the Gzeir Shava tell me? I don't need the Gzeir Shava. I already know 1 day. So obviously it means more than 1 day, which means 31 days. Shana Hamura B'Kachim. This is a very easy sugya. The Torah talks about karbonos all the time. It says keves ben shnasai la'oila. It says all the time 2 years, 1 year. But what's the year? Do we go by the calendar? You open up a calendar and see when Tishrei was and see did this animal pass a Tishrei, or does it go by the year of the animal? What do you say? The people would say it goes by the year of the animal. Literally from 1 minute to the next. So if the animal, and we saw this by Korban Pesach, if the animal was born at 11 o'clock, a Korban Pesach switches at 11:01, it's already the next year. He's already too old to bring. It's not by the day, it's not by Shkia, like a bar mitzvah, it's by the minute. Meis leis. Shana amur b'kochim, shana amur b'botei erechayma. That you're allowed to redeem your house that you sold within the wall. In the first year, you're allowed to redeem it. But when is the first year? You don't say, it's Rosh Hashanah, that's it. The year started. It's when the contract was signed, that day, that minute, that's when you have 365 days from that point. We just learned it, that is Dei Achuzah, you can't redeem. It's not like Arachin. You cannot redeem for the first 2 years. He becomes free when? From the minute that he was bought 6 years later. We're going to see what that means. It's from hour to hour. How do we know? His year, not the calendar's year. When he sells it, I made this real quickly here just to understand it, very simple concept. But if a person buys a field in Nissan and he bought it with wheat, so then he could eat this wheat. 1 year later he eats it the second time. A year later he eats it for the third time. How many years did he own it? Exactly 2 years. And he gets to eat 3 times. But if the year goes by Tishrei, so Tishrei came, it's already a year. The next Tishrei, it's already 2 years. He can't get to 3 tfuas ever. So that when the Torah says, tfuas, mispar, what does it say? B'mispar shnei tfuas. It shouldn't say the word tfuas at all. It should say b'mispar shnei shanim. What does it have to do with wheat? Yimkar lach. Because it's possible that if you bought it in Nissan and the guy forgot to harvest his wheat, you get 3 crops. The only way to do that is if you go meislei. This is very interesting. He should work for 6 years and a 7th year. How do you work for 7 years? Sometimes he goes into the 7th year because it's his meis leis. It's really 6 years of his, but he went past Tishrei in the 7th year. You don't go so what does Rav say? It goes by the kid's own year, not by the calendar year. Rabbi Yosef Amar, the Pirkin the Yotze Doifen in Nida, there's a whole parry that talks about all sorts of halachas of a kid, 11-year-old, Nidorim, you have to check it, but if he's 12 years old, you have to be, it's a real neder. A bunch of halachas over there have to do with age. Age has to do from the kid's birthday. What you're going to be mechuluk on what do you call it, on Arachin? Don't you agree that it also goes by the year? We're not arguing at all. I'm talking about Nidorim, you're talking about Arachin, but it's all the same thing. Everybody agrees to this. So it can't be that anybody argues that it's not Meis Leis. What's the point? How come he picked Arachin and didn't pick out Nidorim? Says the Gemara, Dumi da Hanoch, it has to be similar to the Evet. Mahanav of Ksiva. It says in the Torah, Sheish Shonim Yavod. Of Hanav Ksiva. Not like Arachin. It doesn't talk about it. The Torah doesn't talk about an 11-year-old. You have to be Mekayim is neder, check his neder. Vidach, Yisokadait of the Ksiva, Haisha Beben Bas. If it's like in the Torah, so then why do you call it Ben and Bas? It's not accurate. It should be Shebezachav Shebenekeva Mebarile. Should we stop here? Why not? We'll stop here. Go to the yeah, go to the pair. We'll go to the pair. Tomorrow, please, everybody, whoever could come because Ami magazine literally flew in. They're doing a 5-page article, Be'ez Hashem, in Ami magazine for next week or for 2 weeks from now. So whoever could come, bring your friends, bring your children.
Know about this, yeah?
What?
You let everyone know.
Yeah, but whoever's here. A woman, sorry, we have to go to this sheet for a second. I'm sorry, where is it?
You can do whatever you want.
A woman goes to 10, right? No, sorry. A woman goes from she goes from 10, from 30 to 10. 10 is a third. How come a woman in value loses less than a man? A man goes from 50 to 15. If it was 45, then 15 is a third. But since it's 50, you do the math. It's a little bit more than a third. This Yosef, I remember you said this about Pen. No, this is a famous thing?
It's a famous thing.
This is a famous thing. Sava bebeisa pacha, an old man in his house is just I don't know how to say pacha, it's a shever, it's a brokenness, it's nothing can do with him. He just sits around, watches TV, doesn't know what you have to bring food to him. Savta bebeisa, Sima bebeisa. She's a treasure, she can cook, she makes the stuff from the Haim. She's worth stuff. All right, have a great day.
That's why she loses more.
That's why she loses less. She's worth more. What?
The man is still worth 15 and she's only worth 10.
Yes, good point. I see you had that argument with your wife before. She pulled out the sub of a base. She said, "But I'm worth 50."